When I was young, I was fascinated by the many genres that made up speculative fiction. But in reality, my love for fantasy, horror, and science fiction was bittersweet, because I never really saw myself in these worlds, at least not in the way that I wanted to be seen. I decided to begin a journey to tell the history of images like my own in the genres.
He may just have never occurred to him to say, why don't you come to a science fiction convention? He was going to them. But it also, he may have been slightly embarrassed to wonder how you introduce a black young man into all of this.
I can remember sitting next to an editor at a science fiction convention, and he said he didn't feel that race should be used in science fiction, that black people should appear in science fiction unless there was some kind of racial point to be made.
You mean to tell me no one's taken any of the short fiction by all these other black science fiction writers and put it together in one book so that we could read that? And it just kind of bothered me. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I just woke up and I was just like, it'd be a great idea if I did this myself.
Our society is changing, and the fact that formerly disenfranchised, marginalized, ignored groups are finally having that critical mass of a voice that's necessary to overcome those gatekeepers is really what we're seeing. You know, because, I mean, we've always been here.
But all of this work seemed to be in stark contrast to what was going on in the real world. A conflict of imagination between those wielding authority and those wielding your pens. And as I did more research, I realized that this was not the first time that this happened in the genres, that struggle and speculation historically went hand in hand. Travel with me as I go into the past to find our future. Travel with me into the invisible universe.